talk to him.
At the WWE 2K24 Community Day event, I got to sit down with Tyson, who is the lead designer of MyGM Mode. We go in depth on every aspect of MyGM Mode this year, so it's really interesting to listen to Tyson talk about all of the new features and updates. Now, I apologize if my audio isn't that great, but I want to make sure that we could hear Tyson speak throughout this entire thing. Enjoy. Walk me through, though, about what we're looking at here as some of the new features that we have for MyGM, because I'm pretty excited about all of this.
Yeah, so what you're looking at here is just our session settings. This is where you go right before you kind of permanently set up your save file for MyGM. And what the first thing that you can take a look at is our AI and game difficulty. We've actually added an extreme mode for both AI and game difficulty. So if we heard the people and they were like, we need more of a challenge. So I said, all right, you want a challenge, here you go. So there's that. We've adjusted some of the starting budgets, for the most part lower. I think our highest was like 3.7 in the last one, so now we've actually reduced it a bit. Player order, we're excited about this one. We have two new ones. We have round robin and reverse rank.
Okay, so what are these different? So what's round robin?
So round robin, it rotates turn order from week to week. So first place goes to last place, and then it moves everybody up. Is round robin. And reverse rank, whoever is in last place takes their turn first. Yeah. And then shakeups are the same, draft pool is the same, auto draft is the same. Last one is match unlocks. So one of the big things we did in 24 is that we changed the logistics system, so it actually works a little bit differently now. And with that, one of the things you can do with the logistics system is to make each brand unique that is playing within the mode. There are certain match types that are linked to specific logistic levels. And so when you unlock that logistic level, which now is permanent, so once you unlock a logistic tier, that becomes permanent until you unlock a higher one. And what will happen is if there is an associated match with it, so we might associate casket matches to a specific tier. And when that happens, your brand, if you're playing SmackDown, would then gain access to casket matches. And you can start using those in your show. But the reason it's different is because Raw might not do that. They might take a different path. They might say, I'm going to unlock ambulance matches. And so each brand has the opportunity to be unique in which show, how their show looks and what matches it can put on.
So then they're going to get specific results out of it every single week, if like how their shows are going to perform, their matches overall performance, because they might have an ambulance match that they're going to trigger every time. I may not have one yet.
Exactly.
Want to use one or whatever, right? Based on my roster.
Yeah.
That's very interesting. That's really cool.
Yeah, we did that. And then, again, each of the match types, the new ones, so we support all the new ones. We support casket, ambulance, and special guest. And all of them have their own unique bonuses tied to them as well. So as you unlock them, you kind of have to, again, you might have access to ambulance matches, which will give you a different bonus than casket matches. So, yeah.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, this is another thing we're really excited about is our brand new email screen. One of the big changes, you can't see it here because you don't have multiple emails, but you can now actually choose the order in which you answer your emails. So
I can go through and decide, like the inbox, and not have to just go from...
No, one-to-one-to-one, yeah.
That's really neat.
Not just that, but we've added a lot more responses and new kind of like things that the superstars will propose to you.
And they'll react
differently. And they'll react differently. Exactly.
Resign you or not resign you.
Yeah. There's, with contracts specifically, you can now, which we can take a look at a little bit later, but you can actually select the duration of the contract that you want them to be on, anywhere between 1 week and seasonal. So again, you have to pay for it, but in addition to that, when they come back to you and they say, hey, I want to re-sign, you can now kind of bargain with them a little more. We've given more options.
Because I know we'll probably get into it too, but I know that like contracts were going to be modified or updated this year too, right?
Yeah, and that's how we did that. Yeah.
That's cool. So I'm a sucker for like nice, clean aesthetics. Kudos to you and the team because I love this. I love the fact that we have all of the championships based on the brand. I messed around earlier too, so I tried out ECW.
Yeah.
And ECW doesn't have the women's title, which is good. Like that's all accurate. And I love too. Like every brand has their respective belts. So I can go in here and I'm gonna make Seth Rollins my champion on SmackDown.
Fantastic choice, by the way.
Thank you very much. We're gonna get. Let's do Chad Gable and Robert Roode.
Okay.
And I'll give Jimmy the Intercontinental title.
And I will say, the way that we balance DCW, you mentioned, again, they don't have women's belts or titles. The way that we balance that is actually the men's belts give more of a popularity boost for ECW. Yeah.
So, but I love just how everything looks, how I can see more clearly popularity, all of their stats. I feel like everything's just kind of blown up, and it's just easier to kind of fly through.
Yeah. So what I want to point out here is how you earn these power cards. So if you actually take a look at the top, it says you earned it because of a power card superstar perk. So one of the new things we added this year, and again we'll get into this a little bit later, is the superstar journey system and the ring experience. So as you use superstars in matches and you put them in training promos, they'll earn experience, and as they earn experience, they'll level up. As they level up, they'll rank up. When they rank up, you have the choice to select a permanent perk for that superstar. Some of those perks allow you to earn power cards if they're on your roster at the beginning of a season. So when you went through the draft, you chose some superstars who had the perk to give you these power cards.
Then you've got basic power cards.
Yep.
To the moon, and then, like you said, for just for the commissioner goals are there again.
Yep.
But see, again, I know it's slightly tweaked from last year's too, and I just like how much more blown up it is, where I can actually see my ranking, total number of fans, just more clearly.
Yep.
So I just like visually just how all of it looks.
Yeah, the artists definitely killed it this year. Yeah, we moved this season challenges here to the home screen.
Because they were on the last one, weren't they, before?
They were on the career tab previously. But if you go to the career tab now, we've also updated that to give, again, a better visual state as to how you're earning your trophies.
I like that you guys did this last year too, by giving us trophy rewards challenges all baked in there.
Yeah.
So I can go through 4 or 5 seasons of GM with my one story and then try to hit all of these different challenges along the way, all these different tiers too. So I thought it was really good last year. I'm glad that's back.
Thank you.
Again, I like just basic things, like simple things of just okay, now we have talent scouts, so that is different.
Yep.
We get our manage our roster of free agents, but talk to me about talent scouts.
So talent scouts, we heard the cry from our players saying that, man, I really need, an often phrase that we would hear is, I really need this type of superstar on my roster. So I might need a female heel giant. So what Talent Scouts allows you to do now is find those superstars easier. So whereas before we presented you with a random list of a bunch of superstars, now you'll see at the top of the screen you have Talent Scouts. You have 5 of them. Every week you'll get 5 of them. They refresh. And you can use those 5 along with cash to search for talent that you want to hire to your roster based on the variables that we give you down below. So you can sort by gender, role, class, promo skill, and then the top one being the rank. So Immortals is the highest rank that we have, with Rookies being the lowest.
Gotcha. So if I wanted to search for more established stars, we can do that.
Yep.
And then we got the contract options.
Yep. And so this is where this is our brand new Superstar info screen.
So I love this. And especially there's the contract durations in there.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I can really, is this similar if I wanted to sign WWE talent?
Yes, it would be the exact same thing. So yeah, and then again, this is a rookie superstar, so they don't have any perks unlocked. But if you were to find superstars at a higher rank, like Legends or Immortals, they would already have perks unlocked on them.
Gotcha. Okay. So as Legends, for example, come in here, if we have The Rock as an example,
yep.
I can click on The Rock, and then I'm going to be able to see this, and then all of his stats, everything, and then his perks that are unlocked there.
Yeah, so you can actually do that right now if you go to the Rookies section and you swap that over to Legends or Immortals. It's going to cost you 50,000. You have 77, and you have 3 talent scouts. You should be fine. So if you hit search down at the bottom, it'll return With you got Umaga, Wade Barrett, Farouk, and Stardust, and those are going to be randomized based on who's available in the pool.
Gotcha.
So if somebody hires Umaga, then they got Umaga, but you can see now he has all these perks available to him. Yeah. So
that's so much more depth too.
Yeah.
Of just going in there and really crafting out your roster and I guess trying to make better decisions for like how much cash you got and how you're building this out. So not just flooding everybody.
Yeah. One of my favorite things about it is that the perk system, it's permanent for that save file. So if you create a new save and you level up Umaga to Immortal as an example, he'll get the option to choose a new perk, but that's going to be different choices every time. So if Umaga could function differently in one save file versus another. And the other thing about it too is that since they're permanent on a save file, if Umaga leaves your brand and another brand picks him up, then they get all those perks. Yeah.
Okay, so you got way more incentive of how I'm going to actually hold the roster,
Yeah.
manage them better,
Yep.
treat them better.
Yeah.
or worse.
Exactly.
Can we talk about show logistics?
Absolutely.
I love setting up different shows, different arenas, starting off in the high school gym and working my way up to have just like a really ridiculous show.
Yeah.
I can see you guys have made some changes here.
We absolutely made some changes. One of the things we didn't like in 23 was how you had to keep going back to the logistics screen. Every show you had to go, okay, which arena am I going to use? You know, how much is it going to cost me? What bonuses am I getting with it? So we tried to alleviate some of that tension for our players, and in this case what we did is made them permanent. So once you unlock tier 2 of the arenas, then you will always use that arena going forward until you unlock tier 3, at which point you'll always use tier 3.
Can you alternate if you wanted to save money?
No, because it doesn't cost you money every week. Once you unlock.
So you remove that because
Yeah.
now we can just stick with that. If I
Yep.
want the wrestling center, that's my show. I paid for it one time.
Yep.
Versus having to pay every single week.
Exactly.
I love
But the
it.
thing is that it gets more pricey as you go up, and we also introduced assets.
Okay.
So now to unlock them, you need assets and cash.
Okay.
Assets is something that you'll get one every week, no matter what. But it's at the end of the week, you'll get a new asset, and so you kind of want to save these up over time to unlock the new ones. And so these actually, you can't see it right now. Actually, maybe if you scroll down, no, they're locked. So, but if you unlock that one,
Oh, I see. I need 50 grand in cash and 2 assets.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
I can use that.
Yep.
Already used for my
you don't have any more money. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So, but if you unlock that one, the next one would be like 3 assets and $200,000. So, the one unique one I will say is our PLE.
Okay.
That only unlocks on PLE weeks, and you can buy that one every PLE.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So you're going to get the unique PLE.
So you get the bonuses down at the bottom in addition to whatever tier you're using for the arenas. Whereas the other ones, they just have 7 tiers. So you can see that the road crew, the basic effects, and local signage, those get better over time and are just, again, permanent.
I seriously, I love this. I love how much more detail there is, and yeah, that little tweak of not having to book my show, click over, go and do all of my show logistics that time, and basically doing the same ones.
Yeah.
Rinse and repeat every week. Now I can just craft it and be like, I like this show, and then I'm going to save up all of my assets, all of my cash. It's really cool.
The one thing, and then again, because you chose in the settings to have all match types unlocked, the tiers would also have the matches that they unlocked.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so tier 2 might unlock steel cage matches, and then tier 3 might unlock another match
That's a really
type.
good incentive too, though. If you're like, I want to play through and really, really take my time.
Yeah.
You got 2 ways you can really craft this and play this thing. Almost more of a free mode and do what you want through your GM experience, or I'm going to strip it down. I want to go through and really grind and get my show over time.
Yeah. And that's when we initially put it in, that was something that I said, you know what, let's give the players who want to just have the freedom of booking any match, let them do that.
Yeah.
But if we want to have them play this new type of kind of unique experience where your brand becomes unique based on the choices that you're making, we can do that too.
So we still have our openers, we got our mid-card matches and our main event, which is great. What I did notice earlier playing through and just trying to play around with MyGM was some of the brand new promo types.
Yes.
So we have the existing ones we've seen in the previous games, but we also have new ones that are in here too. So we do see the ones from before where we do have a call out, role change, your advertising, your charity. Class change is good.
Class change is brand new.
training.
Tag
team call out.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll go back a little bit here. Talk to me about, we got class change here.
So class change, when a superstar reaches level 15, or I believe it's an icon class. I'll have to, if you go to manage roster, we can actually see. So Seth Rollins, if you click on him. So you'll see his third perk. He gains the cruiser bonus class. So in addition to his normal class of a specialist, you can now swap between his specialist class and whatever his bonus class is that you've selected when he gets to that.
So you're going to get more different match types, change the ratings around for what the results are going to be too. You'll be able to put on different, more unique matches.
And so, again, that's dependent on the perk you choose for that level. But the third perk is always going to be a class change perk. And so then so you can't, unfortunately, you can't put superstars who are below level 15 into the class change promos because they haven't unlocked it yet. But once you 15 and up, you can then start using them in class change promos and say, hey, I need you to be, I'm going to change you a heel this week, and then the next week you're going to be a specialist or something like that. Yeah.
Training. Talk to me about training.
Yep. So training is just going to give your superstars XP. Superstars will gain XP naturally by you using them in matches. Different matches give different amounts of XP, and a training promo will give you a range band of XP for the superstars you use them in. So if you're trying to boost them up to get levels or ranks, you can just throw them in training promos.
And then you got tag team call out.
Yeah.
So I presume, what? You tell me, but we can go and select our tag teams?
Yep, you can select, yep, exactly. You can select your tag teams, and now you can start, it works just like a regular call-out, but you can now start tag team rivalries with these. Yeah.
That really opens up way more freedom too. Yeah. Because what I found for me, just playing, like the fact that we added in all the new match types, we have up to Fatal 4-Ways in here too. Interference is in there, the GM experience. I love that the free cam is still in there too. For me, we've had Universe Mode for years, and I still love it. But MyGM for me is taking over as kind of my go-to because it keeps adding these things. Like I like more of the contract management to manage my roster, and I feel like MyGM is just kind of, it's constantly evolving.
Yeah.
You guys are doing a great job.
Thank you.
Like this is really, really neat.
Yeah. On another note, with the tag team call-outs, if you actually go to your matches, so go to book a show, book a match, opener, go ahead and click in there. So all the new match types have new bonuses with them attached to them. So if you find special guests, you'll see that they gain morale. So if you're struggling with morale, you can put them in a special guest referee match. But the loser is injured for 3 weeks. So, and then Casket's my favorite, just because you get a lot of fans, but the loser of that match is removed from your brand. Yeah. So, because they're dead. Yeah.
So that's maybe your WrestleMania main event.
Yeah, something like that.
Are they then? So if they're removed from the brand, are they then put in the free agent pool?
Yes.
Okay.
Put back in the pool. The one other big change we made here for our match types is previously everybody used submission matches to resolve rivalries. It's no longer the case. Now it is now a 50% chance rivalry level. A 50% additional rivalry level chance. So now it'll do that. But we heard the call for tag team callouts. How come we can't resolve them? So what we did is, if you go back into the match rules, you'll see that what we did is we took submission and steel cage, and we actually swapped those abilities around. And the reason we did that is because steel cage previously was submission, and submission matches you could resolve one-on-one rivalries. The thing is that steel cage matches work with all the match rules types. So now you can resolve tag team rivalries the same way you did previously with singles rivalries.
That's great. So we can actually close up all of those tag team matches and our rivalries too, so we're steel cage.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I really love that you've got all the unique perks of like casket matches having that, like getting this massive fan increase.
Yeah.
But I'm going to sacrifice someone on my roster.
Yeah, definitely.
I love it. So then we've got our interference, our GM run-ins. Shout out to William Regal.
Right.
This is great. I mean, we've got a manager roster, power cards.
Yep.
So we have more power cards in here, obviously, because we have new match types. So things like Special Guest Ref is one of the power cards we can do.
Bad Publicity, 2-Bit Arena, those are some of the new ones that we have this year. So the logistic ones have all been updated to actually, they're a little more evil now. So what they do is they force people to use a tier 1 logistic. So if you're cooking with like a tier 6 logistic and somebody comes by with a 2-Bit Arena, then for that next show you have to use a tier 1 arena. So you're back to the gym.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Oh man. Okay. So as we got to wrap up here, I won't take too much more of your time.
Oh.
What is the highlight for you? Working on this for so long and everything, what is the major highlight win for you for MyGM this year?
This year, honestly, you haven't got to it yet, but it's trades.
Show me trades.
You gotta, okay, so trades occur at the same time or right before shakeups.
Okay.
So you're gonna have to get through a couple weeks, so they happen after every PLE. So you can't do them week over week. We determined that'd be a bit too much, you know, so, but hear me out. If you go through and you just kind of book a few shows, just auto book. It might take you a little bit. Oh, actually, go back to that real quick. This is our new GM assistant. So I say new GM assistant because we had it last year, but we added a new tab, which is a roster status. And there's nothing on there right now because you're in week 1. But as you start progressing through the weeks, if you go to the roster status page, that'll start to show you all your rivalries. It'll show you people who ranked up, who are ready to pick a perk. It'll show you all the injuries who are on your roster. It'll show you all the morale shifts, if people are going up in morale or lower.
Way more organized, too.
Yeah.
So just a quick glance of, like, who was injured in my roster,
Yeah.
and not having to go through, manage roster, check on that individual.
And you can open that up on any of the tabs. So you're just like, oh, who's injured? So, but hey, just book a couple shows. We'll get to, I believe our first PLE is Hell in a Cell. But yeah, trades was the big one this year. I know a lot of people were asking for it. They were really excited about it. And we tried to implement it with the best ideas that we could.
And I do like having more control over contracts, being able to go in and set up a free agent and be like 5 weeks, 6, 7, 8, 10. Like I figured I would have assumed like, okay, I might get like 4 weeks, 6 weeks, maybe a 10-week thing. But I love that you guys went. We're just like, no, here, go and just pick like whatever you kind of want. Okay, so this is way better. So Tiffany's like, last match, I want a rematch. That seems reasonable.
Yeah, and we've also added more interactions with the superstars.
This is also just, again, aesthetics. I love it, just bigger. Like, I can really clearly see, because I know I'd be sitting there on my computer and I'd be like, I can't always see the text very clearly. So
yeah, they'll be asking for more this time around. There's a lot more. We'll throw a little more wrenches in there as well. So we're really excited. I'm honestly excited about those, to see the people's reactions to a lot of the email interactions with their superstars.
So I would get lost in gym for hours.
Yeah.
Just constantly. Okay, so this is what you mean, where I'm like, I can go to Triple H, I can go and see what Robert Roode wants to talk about. He needs a bigger test. Maybe it's time to give you a bigger check. No.
Yep.
Oh, no, I didn't. This is thanks.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Triple H.
Uh-oh. It's stamina. Watch out for that stamina.
Go to the show, so we're still at SmackDown then.
Yep, we got 2 more shows. Or do those guys, do Robert Roode and Seth Rollins got a rivalry going? Oh, yeah. We've also added more tweets to the side as well. You'll see more interactions between the fans and the social media. Uh-oh. Oh, no.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, vetoed. Oh, no.
Vetoed
everybody, no. Everybody. Oh, this is... Yeah.
She's using her tag matches. Oh, my. Let me know the problem with the team. Give me a singles match tonight. Okay, sure.
There you go, yeah.
There you go.
He's getting heated.
So way more realistic, like dialogue, rivalry building too, where it's more natural.
Yeah.
Like,
We're trying to.
feuds up.
Yeah, one of the things we are really aiming for is putting you into that managerial position. There's a lot of choices to be made. The mode is very deep, we know that, but I mean that's kind of what we're shooting for. Is we want that definitive general manager experience.
There's so much in here. I know there's so many players that love MyGM.
Yeah.
And they just dedicate all their time. They just live in there. I
Yeah.
love that it has the replayability. Setting up different brands, up to 4 once again for the different brands and shows.
Yep.
I saw we have WCW again. We have ECW.
ECW's the new
brand
one.
new, which is great. Raw, SmackDown. You got NXT, NXT 2.0.
Yep.
So there's tons to choose from.
And we got 4 new managers as well.
I saw that. So what do we have this year?
So this year, William Regal is making a return. So William Regal, he was out last year, but we brought him back. There's also Ted DiBiase,
Yep.
so $1 Million Man, with a power card that suits it, essentially making all of his matches that he's booking that week free.
Okay.
And he gets 2 of those per season. So it's a little beefy. And then after that, we also have a big one that people were asking for. We got Teddy Long.
Nice.
And then, yeah, and then we also got Paul Heyman. So, yeah, nice little,
That's a nice variety.
yeah. And they all have their own unique power cards. And a lot of the power cards for the GMs have been updated as well. So you'll see some updates, some nerfs. So yeah, you should see trades come up right now. There you go.
Welcome to trading. Each player will have the opportunity to trade cash superstars to other brands. Okay. Trade secrets. You were given a trade attempts per PLE. Use them. What's the effects? Okay.
Yeah, so you're playing in this example that you have here. You're playing against a computer opponent, so a CPU, and it works different depending on if you're playing against a human or a CPU. So if you're playing against another human player, you get to make the trades in real time. So if you and I were sitting here next to each other or playing on Steam or something along those lines, then you could propose a trade to me. And then I would be able to, down here in the bottom, there's an accept and trade, or accept decline. So I could then make that decision in real time. Whereas if you're making a trade to a CPU opponent, then there's this meter in the this meter in the middle. That is their frustration. So if you make bad trades, they'll get frustrated and they won't trade with you anymore. So
Like, for how long?
for
a long time? For a while?
like the next PLE.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so
So you can do up to 5 talent trades?
yes, you can trade up to 5 superstars, and you can also trade cash. So if you want to sweeten the pot and add some cash in there, you can do
Say,
that.
here's our truth and $1,000.
For who's on their roster.
Okay, so then
Who do you want?
Well, I gotta see here. So truth's value is 270. 59 popularity, stamina. So who's somebody that is?
Going for Shinsuke.
I can go for Shinsuke at 85. Man. I sweeten the pot with $1,000. You know what? I'll take Logan Paul.
Okay,
Let's
all
see
right.
if that will actually work.
All right, so now you're going to propose that trade. And no.
Oh, come on.
No, but
Come
what does he
on,
got to say?
William, if you think I would entertain this trade, you're very much mistaken. It's very rude. Okay, but I can go. Oh, I see. So the frustration meter
Is building, yes.
That's
And
a really cool thing.
it builds based on the trades that you make them. So if you make them an absolute terrible trade, it'll go up much higher.
Okay, so now I'm going to try with Ronda Rousey.
Oh,
sure. Okay. So
trade
Truth and
accepted.
Ronda and $1,000.
You couldn't be happier with how this trade turned out.
Awesome.
So-
Okay, so then you end trading.
So, and then, but also what'll happen is the CPU will present you with trades. So now it's the CPU's turn, and in this case, they're offering this trade. These are take it or leave it. There's no haggling with these.
Okay.
It's very much, this is, hey, I'm gonna trade Ridge Holland for Nikki Cross, and they're also gonna give you 25 grand too. So,
I say no.
yeah, no,
Oh.
not today. But they'll come back at you if you make, and they'll say, hey, okay, what about $40,000?
That's cool. Say no again.
Wow. All right.
Hey, Mr. Pierce.
So yeah, that's trades.
That's really cool.
Yeah, something we're extremely excited about. I know fans have been asking for it for a while, and I'm hoping that we were able to deliver,
I think so.
Yeah.
I think you guys did a great job.
We've had a lot of fun in the office with trades, just going back and forth, being like, yeah, come on, take it. You know, you try to eventually, there becomes a meta to it. And it's really interesting with how I've seen people trade. Because at first, what we've seen is a lot of people will look at it and they'll go, why would I want to trade anybody from my roster? But as you get later into the season, you're like, oh, no, I have all these people. I don't need them. You can trade people with contracts, too. So if somebody's contracted for like 5 weeks, you can like trade them off for like somebody else, maybe more permanent. So there's a lot of variation actually in how you trade, who you're trading with, which brands you're trading with, you know. So we're really, really psyched about it. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
You bet.
Thanks for
Much
your time.
appreciated.
Let me talk to him.